Hello, everybody. The new death lineup was on the court, but they had been outplayed for most of the game by the Nuggets. The vanilla Klay play starts with someone coming up to set a quick screen and then slipping, and they get this down screen, and the screener then usually pops out for a catch and shoot. But this is a variation of this play where you got the down screen for the person coming up to slip the screen, but this screener, instead of flaring out, will follow the first screen. So it turns into a stagger screen. Poole ghosts this screen. Wiggins set his screen and is now rolling. Jokic does a good job to disrupt a pass that Curry could get through. Meanwhile, on the weak side of this play, we do get the pin in after all, with Draymond setting this pin in for Klay, cutting down the baseline. This is guarded pretty well by Denver. They just switch this cleanly, which I think is the only way to guard this. So Steph ends up releasing straight to Draymond. In Warriors land, passing to the post triggers an automatic split cut, and you can see Steph running fast at Klay to try to trigger the split cut. But Draymond instead sees that Wiggins had rolled right under the basket. Draymond tries to throw this alley-oop to Wiggins, and Wiggins is not prepared. Jokic rotates fast and just intimidates Wiggins out of trying to finish. Unfortunately for the Nuggets, Aaron Gordon sunk down to try to guard Wiggins on this play. He didn't trust that Jokic was going to recover, so now he's left Poole completely open. Now we're starting to reap the benefits of the new death lineup with this kind of spacing. Wiggins immediate punish with the pass out. Gordon has to close out hard. Poole attacks the closeout. Now the whole Nuggets defense collapses. Jokic rotates to stop this drive. Aaron Gordon is staying with Poole. Jeff Green feeling left out, a little FOMO. He comes out to triple team Poole, which leaves Wiggins very open in the corner. The previous play, he missed an open three from his favorite corner, but that was just to calibrate the cannon. Huge go-ahead three. The entire story of the Nuggets' possessions is trying to get Draymond Green off of Jokic. Will Barton sets his back screen on Draymond, trying to force Curry to switch on Jokic. Instead of going in to try to accept this switch from Curry, Jokic pops out. And anyway, Draymond wasn't hung up on this screen, so he wasn't going to switch. Steph comes out. Draymond steps up and says, "That'll do, Steph, that'll do. You go back and cover some on your own side." So Steph says, "All right, fine, I'll peel off." Steph does have to hustle. Jokic could have whipped this ball to Barton, but he misses his quarter-second window. Steph does a good job hustling back. Another screen on Draymond to try to get him off. Jokic rejects the screen. This is a really fast screen flip. Jokic is turning the corner. Jordan Poole was also feeling like he had to switch. That gives Jokic just a little bit of space, and Poole is now on the wrong side of his man, who can now roam around freely without Poole. Draymond says, "All right, I have to just do this." Steph realizes it's super important to keep Draymond near Jokic, so he runs it. He says, "That'll do, Dre, that'll do. Go guard someone your own size." And so Draymond peels back to try to cover Jokic. Steph had left Jeff Green in the dunker spot here. Draymond really does have to switch onto Green. Andrew Wiggins steps up. He says, "Fine, I'm going to guard Jokic." So the Nuggets say, "We got a live one, folks. Draymond is off of Jokic." I repeat, Draymond is off of Jokic. So they all just scatter to try to make enough space for the entry pass to Jokic so he can quickly take advantage of this mismatch. 5 seconds. Jokic has had a great game so far, but Wiggins really came through with his defense. Just jumps dunk high to try to contest this shot, and Jokic is bothered enough to miss this mid-range. On the backside here, Jordan Poole had raced over in order to box out Aaron Gordon, and Klay goes up fast for this rebound. Gordon just ends up leveling Poole, but that was completely worth it. Okay, no time to mess around. The Warriors' favorite play in emergencies. Draymond, Steph pick and roll on the wing. Draymond setting a screen here. We talked about how it's hard to find a Jokic a good spot in this defense. You don't want him to sink back here. That'd be ridiculous. If you put him way up here, Steph will just blow by him. The Nuggets just try to split the difference. He's not at the level of the screen, but he's waiting for Steph on the other side. He accepts the switch, and Steph says, "My man, you realize I can hit the shot from here? This is very open for me." The Nuggets dodge a bullet. When Andrew Wiggins swoops around, he just puts on the afterburners and uses his athleticism to reach this offensive rebound. In the struggle for the loose ball, this Nugget ends up on the ground, which is super not good for the Nuggets defense. Now it's just scramble time. Jokic has to close out on Steph. This guy thinks, this is DEFCON 3 here, I gotta get out there. So we got two guys closing in on Steph, a third guy on the ground. Jordan has a very open three. but he also says, there's no one between me and the basket. Let me just do this. Jokic is too far away to contest this. Jeff Green comes in hard and in fact makes Jordan alter his shot. That is such a crafty finish. Look at this effort from Wiggins. Coming through. Yoink. As he's getting pummeled, he vomits up this ball to Steph. Clean pass. Physics-defying finish by Jordan Poole. I think he used like the Coriolis effect, or I don't know what kind of insane angular momentum thing is going on here. I think this is Damian Lee showing with his fingers pinched that Jordan Poole is cooking with some delicious spices to serve up such an incredible layup. I don't really know what Denver's thinking here. They leave Jokic out of the main action. Maybe he just needed a breather. They bring Steph into the action in a pick and roll. Steph freely accepts the switch. Monte Morris is just going to ISO Steph, and then finally he ditches the ball. Now there's only 10 on the shot clock. Jokic could just straight up ISO Draymond, but he tries a handoff with Barton. Draymond did have to come over here to stop the drive. Draymond is pointing to Wiggins saying he needs to switch. They try to take advantage of Steph having his back turned on Monte Morris, who is shifted over. Quick pass to the wing. Decent contest from Steph. Scramble for the rebound. Shot clock violation. Steph goes to the side Steph, but great defense here to contest this. It's just another give and go with Draymond. Draymond gives it right back, and Steph has a little bunny floater here, which he cannot quite finish. The Nuggets counterattack fast, and so the Warriors just have to pick up the closest person. That means Steph is on Aaron Gordon. This feels like a mismatch. Gordon here seems a little bit torn between facing up and trying to blow by, which is a little bit hard on Steph since he's smaller and quicker. So he wants to instead turn around and post up Steph and just power through him. But Steph does not go along with the plan. He just plants himself right where Gordon wants to post up, and Steph draws a huge charging foul. Another wing pick and roll with Steph and Dre. On the weak side over here, Klay is flaring out. This means an automatic pin-in screen. The Nuggets had been guarding this pretty well by switching to have this guy popping out to stop Klay, and this person making sure that the screener doesn't roll to the basket. But this time, not played as well. This defender waves and says, hey man, you gotta switch. Wiggins manages to get in the way of this fellow. So in fact, Klay is pretty open. Steph sees this immediately. This could have been the dagger. Jokic is back, setting the screen, trying to force Draymond to switch onto the ball handler so Klay will have to guard Jokic. Jokic, he's like, I'm getting out of the range of this maniac, and Klay has to follow him. Can they get the ball to Jokic in time to exploit this mismatch? It's an emergency situation with Klay guarding Jokic. Typically, the Warriors will have someone front to try to make the pass in hard, and then someone on the backside to try to stop a lob over. But if Steph is going to guard the backside, then someone's got to pick up his man. His man has run the baseline. Luckily, there's like a whole convention happening in this corner, so the spacing is really horrible. And after all that, Barton just says, you know what, you only live once. And he fires this horrible shot. I mean, I guess if that shot goes in, he's a hero. So can I really criticize this? But after so much work to get Jokic guarded by Klay, he really just gonna hoist up this contested three. Klay is boxing him out. He didn't get the rebound, but he got Jokic to not get the rebound. Poole ends up with the ball. Jokic picked up Wiggins in transition, so Wiggins is going to be the one to set the screen for Steph. It's all just about simple basketball, having Steph attack Jokic in space. At this point in the game, Jokic says, you know what, heck with it, I will guard Steph, I don't even care. And to signal that, he just shoves Wiggins away from him, saying, here, you take over. I just accept my fate. I'm going to do my best on Steph. Shove one, little push number two. So Steph says, all right, fine, free runway. In the meantime, Wiggins, just by existing in three-dimensional space, he lets Steph snake through, which means the defender has to go a long way around the screen, and Steph is just putting on the afterburners to blow by Jokic. The weak side, low man really should have felt free to just rotate to try to make this hard and just double Steph at the rim here. And then one little stretch forward to bank it in. Beautiful. And after that finish, Mr. Curry, do you feel like this game has been put to bed? This inbounds Jokic with the back screen, trying to get Steph to switch onto him, but Steph does everything in his physical power to prevent this from happening. First of all, he just gets in Will Barton's way. Steph just sits here like a rhino saying, I don't have to move, man. Make me move. Will Barton just bulldozes his way and shoves Steph across the court. And by this time, the angle is really awkward on this screen. So Jokic does try to get Steph, but Steph continues to just rhino past all of this. Barton says, forget it. I'll just go to the corner. And at this point, Jokic just accepts his fate and says, fine, I'm not going to get the switch to Steph. I'll just ISO Draymond. I've had a great game. I'm the MVP. I am super tired, but I can do this. We just need one bucket and a stop. So Jokic power dribbles from side to side, and Draymond just grabs the ball and says, excuse me, I believe you have my property. Just one-on-one. Draymond just happens to get the best of this. One more strong dribble, and Draymond just picks his moment and just reaches around and swipes it. All right, quick celebration audit here. First of all, A's to everyone on the team for instantly going up with the arms pointing, saying change of possession to us. That is a charge. Juan Toscano Anderson gonna do a little march and put his hand on his heart, kind of like I pledge allegiance to the charge of the United States of America. Otto Porter Jr. with the point and also puts his hand on his head for extra authenticity. Good job. Down here we've got Gary Payton doing a nice deep stretch here, going all the way to the floor. Look at this posture. Damian Lee, not only with the pointing, he also puts his hand on his chest, I think to signify that Steph Curry took that hit right to the chest. I like that recognition. And also possibly paying tribute to Michael Jackson. I like this look, little dip of the knees, very MJ. And Chris Chiozza, what is going on here? It looks like he lost a fight with that classic painting, The Scream. I don't know, Chris.